Imagine this. You do everything right. You screen your renter. You get insurance for your renter. And then the car comes back damaged. And then the claim gets denied. This just happened to me, and I'm gonna share the truth about RentalCover.com. So here's the skinny on what happened. My renter returned the vehicle back to us with a volleyball-sized dent in the passenger side quarter panel. At drop-off, she's stating that she didn't see that damage, and that damage happened while the vehicle was not in her possession, sitting in the parking lot. I say to the renter, not the end of the world, not really a big deal, because the deciding factor is not how you or I feel, but more so how the insurance feels and if they're gonna pay this out or not. So, of course, during the claim process, I have to get a selfie of her holding her ID. That takes me a month to get that from her. And I'm gonna go back to that and you'll understand why I do that. So, it takes us a month to get that from her. We upload it. I'm thinking insurance is gonna cover this claim. We filed everything under the rental cover. I'm thinking that everything is good as far as rental cover's policy and everything we've provided to them. But lo and behold, they end up denying the claim, and I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting us to be covered for the damages, but the reason that they denied the claim is BS in my opinion. But I understand it. It's their policy, it's their company, and it was in their terms and service and conditions. Situation. There are two big reasons why Rental Cover denied my claim. The first being is in Rental Cover's terms and conditions, they state clearly that the insurance policy must be purchased by the actual traveler. So what I did is I used the same email every time to purchase insurance for my renters. The thinking behind that is that oftentimes once a renter gets into an accident in one of your vehicles, it's extremely hard for whatever the reasons to get in contact with them again. I believe that renters think that there's gonna be some extra money that's paid by them, or they're gonna get into some trouble, or it's gonna get put on their credit, or the police are gonna come knocking on their door, or whatever they're thinking. I'm not sure, but you've already purchased the insurance. There's probably more than likely already been, if the accident was big enough, there's probably a incident or police report that's already been filed. So you ghosting your rental company is really making it worse on yourself, because more than likely they're gonna take your small claim, sue you, et cetera, et cetera. So reason number one they denied the claim was that the rental company, purchased the insurance and had it in my renter's name. We're just gonna call her Miss Sanchez for this video, right? And so Rental Cover says that no policy is transferable. The second reason is that the policy holder was Miss Smith. So when I purchase insurance on RentalCover.com, what happens is sometimes the last renter's information will be on the main page, not on the actual rental agreement, not on the actual insurance or anything of that nature, but it will just be on the main page in RentalCover.com. So what Rental Cover is saying is that because the information on the main page was Miss Smith, in that it was not Miss Sanchez, the policy is non-transferable. So therefore, because the policyholder is technically Miss Smith, then Miss Sanchez wouldn't have been covered, because all their policies are non-transferable. So Rental Cover will only cover the insurance if it's purchased by the exact traveler. So because Amber Smith, that's just what the name we're using for this example, because Amber Smith was not the exact traveler, she should not be getting insurance for Miss Sanchez, nor your rental company. So the rental company nor anyone else should log on to Rental Cover, and no one else should ever get insurance for anyone else, because it's non-transferable. So at this point in the video, I'm sure you're wondering, what are you gonna do? What's next? So essentially, we have commercial policies on all of our vehicles for this very reason. So if in the event a third-party policy denies a claim, or our renter's insurance denies a claim, we can fall back on our commercial policy. And we have commercial policies on all of our vehicles for this very reason. In addition, I'm not going to be using RentalCover any longer for our third-party policies because they are denying claims intentionally. And that's just all insurance companies. They try and find and wiggle out of insurance claims every day, all day. That's the only way they make money. If they approved every single claim that crossed their desk, they wouldn't make anything. So moving forward, I'm probably gonna go back to using Bonza or using Peak Insurance because I've never had issues or problems with them at all. In addition, like I said, we have our own personal commercial policies as our backup, so we're good. We also have the money in the bank to cash out on the damage in situations like this. But as a whole, I'm not mad at RentalCover. I'm not upset. I'm more so confused and disappointed. But I understand they're a business, they're a for-profit business, and so for them to make money, they have to do things and put certain stipulations in their terms and conditions. And if you don't abide by their terms and conditions, they're going to deny you. But I think that the word is out now on this, and so I think you're going to see a lot more people probably migrating away from RentalCover, only because it's so difficult to get a renter to actually put the claim in after damage has been done to your vehicle. Why? I have no idea, but that's just the current situation. And that's not just been my experience. That's what I hear from a lot of hosts. That's what I hear from a lot of operators, is that once a renter does damage to a vehicle, they ghost you. It doesn't make sense. You've already paid for the insurance. A police report or an incident report's already been made, so why not just finish it out? But in any event though, that's just where we're at. Hey, so listen guys, if you're running a rental car company, you're a host, operator, whatever you title yourself, you must protect yourself at all costs all the time, because if you don't, no one else will. So make sure you have your insurance and policies and everything tight. Now, if you've liked this content, like what I'm talking about, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share, like, comment, tell me about your experiences. Have you been denied a claim? Put it in the comments down there, because I'm sure there's someone else out there just like you that's going through the same thing. So we only make our industry stronger by being community. So I appreciate you guys. Make sure you stay renting.
Wait, hold on. Before you go anywhere, I got something else for you. So if you watch this video and you said, hey, I don't want to do third-party insurance anymore, I'm going to attach a link to another video I made about the three main options that you have for insurance, which would be your renter's credit card insurance, their personal policy insurance, or like we discussed in this video, their third-party insurance. So I'm going to put a link to that in the description so that you can go straight to that video. And if you don't see the link, just type in "don't rent a car" until you understand these insurance options. Once again, thank you so much.